Yesterday, before the Western Conference Finals began, the NBA released their All-NBA first team, and our boy Luka Doncic made it yet again for the 5th time in his career, 5th makes in a row, which is more than many superstars in the league like Steph Curry, and he's just had a monstrous, historic season this year, a historic career really, but for this year, he's really improved on a lot of things. His offense, which seems to be perfect every year, has continued to grow. His defense has been phenomenal, and on this channel, just recently and throughout this channel, we talk about the media and all those hot takes, all those naysayers, and we like to focus on what the haters are saying so we can go out and prove them wrong time and time again. And I just said recently that sometimes you can't tell them, you gotta go out there and show them. Well, just yesterday, as the Mavericks defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first game of the Western Conference Finals, it seems like a lot of people in the media have a lot different things to say about Luka Doncic that are positive. So in this video, we're going to break down Luka Doncic's just historic career and historic season, as well as go over what the media really thinks about Luka Doncic. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with this video, man, that last video only got like 300 likes. If we could try to get this video to 500 likes, I'll keep the mustache. I'll keep shaving my beard, get me to 500 likes, and I'll do it. But with the video, guys, because Luka Doncic, like I said, historic season, historic career. The man is just amazing, doing things that most players dream of, which most teams wish their superstars could do. But like I said, yesterday before the start of the third round, the NBA released their first team all selection, and right up there, you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, you got our boy Luka Doncic, his 5th selection. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Jason Tatum. Luka Doncic is just amongst good quality players, and I know we just knocked out the Oklahoma City Thunder, but I will give SGA his credit. After watching the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 1, I got a newfound just respect for SGA, and like, yeah, I can see why you guys thought that he was an MVP caliber player. Maybe not over Luka Doncic, but he's on his way. He's on his way. But that's neither here nor there, because Luka Doncic has just been killing it this year. We've seen a season full of injuries, trades, acquisitions, roster changes. Our starting lineup has barely played over 100 minutes together, and somehow, some way, this team has found themselves again in the Western Conference Finals. Second time under Jason Kidd, Luka's second appearance with another different roster, completely different from 2 years ago when we had Jalen Brunson and all those guys. But the narrative of Luka doesn't make the team better. The narrative of guys don't want to play with Luka is being broken down each round of the playoffs. Now, we all know the media likes to spin things around. We know that we've been the underdogs. We have not been the favorites at all playoffs. And they keep making excuses. In the first round against the Clippers, oh, they had no Kawhi, they had injuries. Okay, cool, we also had injuries, and we were playing through them. In the second round, oh, the Thunder are young and inexperienced, they're not ready yet. Okay, they had the runner-up for MVP. Now, what are they going to say when we beat the Minnesota Timberwolves and the new face of the league, Michael Jordan, Anthony Edwards? It's ridiculous. But regardless of all of that, the media has to start showing us appreciation, and it seems like they have. And the first thing we're going to look at right here is the news of breaking. Luka Doncic is now eligible for a 5-year, $346 million Supermax extension after making All-NBA. Largest contract in NBA history. Oh my. Now, I looked up the numbers. We got Luka on his current deal for another 3 more seasons. He's on this current contract for 3 more seasons, which lines up perfectly when certain players are needing to get paid, like this offseason. We got to pay Derrick Jones Jr. So hopefully, whenever the time comes to pay Luka, honestly, you got to give him the bag. You got to give him every single penny he deserves, because he has played his butt off for it. And I'll throw up his stats right here. For the season, he's putting up 33 points, 33.9 points, 9.2 rebounds, 9.8 assists, 48.7% from the floor, 38.2% from 3, 78.6% from the free throw line, and he played a total of 70 games for this season. That's crazy. Almost a 34-point triple-double for the season. You might as well just give it to the man. 34-point triple-double. Luka Doncic did it. And he deserves every single penny. This guy is our cornerstone player. He's the future of the Mavs. He's the present and the future of the Dallas Mavericks. Well on his way to potentially winning a championship. A second championship for the Dallas Mavericks. I realize the Dallas Mavericks have been to the finals 2 times already. Last video, I just misspoke. My brain was all over the place. But I got you guys. This would be our 3rd appearance as a franchise. Luka's 1st appearance. And hopefully he can win a chip with Kyrie, making Kyrie's 2nd chip. I want to say his 3rd or 4th appearance himself. But Luka Doncic has been just doing crazy things all season. And like I said earlier, the media they just can't ignore it any longer. But let's look at some stats, right? Luka Doncic has more 30-point playoff games than 87.8% of NBA players in the Hall of Fame. Now, when I first saw this, I kind of glossed over it. I was like, oh, more than 87% of all NBA players. Sure, that's a lot of players, but that's still okay. That's of all the Hall of Famers. Players that are seen as the upper echelon. Now, you can argue everybody makes it to the Hall of Fame. Sure, but there's a lot of great historic, legendary players that are in the Hall of Fame. And the fact that he has more 30-point games than 87%, Luka Doncic, again, historic. I think that's the one word you can use, the adjective to use when you describe Luka Doncic and what he has done so far in his career. He's only 25. What he's done so far in his career, let alone this season, is just historic. He's just doing things that's unprecedented. And another thing that we want to look at right here, Stephen A. Smith. Like I said, the media has to talk about it because we're winning. He said, the reason I didn't pick Dallas was because Luka wasn't 100%. I didn't expect him to look the way he looked last night because he's been so hurt. If he's 100%, then I'm picking Dallas against them, Stephen A. Smith. No takesy backsies and never doubt Luka. I can't argue with that. Now, I understand Luka Doncic not being 100%. We've talked about it before. This is his worst playoff averages in his career. And somehow we found our way to the Western Conference Finals. Not only does that speak volumes to the type of player Luka Doncic is, where he can average less and still have a positive impact on the game and still help his team win, but also give praise to the team to be able to rally behind Luka Doncic. We've spoken on it many times on this channel, how the past teams that Luka Doncic has played with, they relied heavily on Luka to do all the heavy lifting. We've had Tim Hardaway Jr. and Kristaps Porzingis be our second and third leading scorers. We've had to rely on JaVale McGee, Willie Cauley-Stein, Moses Brown. Like, we know of all the players who have come and gone that Luka has carried into the playoffs. But now, with Kyrie Irving as an amazing, one of the best players he's ever played with, in PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Derrick Lively, Derrick Jones Jr., Josh Green, and I'll give Tim Hardaway Jr. some credit too. This whole team as a collective and all the other guys I may not have mentioned have come together to help Luka. Finally give him the help that he needs. He finally has a supporting cast to help him get to the Western Conference Finals, potentially the Finals, win a chip for Dallas yet again. I'm ready to go to a parade. I don't know about you guys. But like I said, Luka Doncic does make the team better because if he can take the team 2 years ago to the Western Conference Finals, he can take a completely different, brand new team this year, again, to the Western Conference Finals while injured. We all saw that bloody knee last night. He is still not 100%, but he is getting better. There are reports that he is starting to feel a lot better now. He's even admitted himself. In last night's 30-point performance alongside Kyrie, who also put up 30, you can't be too mad at it, right? But we got some more things that we want to talk about here, right? Luka is already better than Larry Bird was. As a basketball player, Luka Doncic can do everything Larry Bird did and more. Do you agree with Chandler Parsons here? Now, let me know down in the comment section if you think Chandler Parsons is right, that Luka Doncic is better than Bird. Now, y'all may call me casual. You may say I don't know basketball, and that's totally fine. I never claim to know everything. Luka Doncic is not Larry Bird. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I have always, since he got drafted, I hated that comparison that Luka is the next Larry Bird. And if I can be candid with you guys real quick, it's really just because he's a white man. Because he's a white man playing basketball. First of all, he's European. Can we compare him to another great European? Or maybe Luka Doncic has become the mold that whenever another great European player comes up, you're going to get compared to Luka Doncic. I think that's the more positive way to look at it. But like I said, my own gripes, I hated that comparison that Luka is the next Larry Bird. Because honestly, if we really want to look at it, there is not a single player who is like Luka Doncic. Never before and possibly never after. Luka Doncic is an anomaly. I mean, people say that he plays like James Harden. You can make those comparisons, but I mean, he's already done a lot more than James Harden. He's gotten to the Western Conference more times. I think about the same times as James Harden. I don't want to misspeak. It may be more, maybe less, but Luka Doncic has found his own niche in the league. He's carved out his own lane to be able to find success, to play winning basketball his way and in a spectacular, historic way. But that doesn't stop there. Paul Pierce praises Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, saying this is the best offensive duo in NBA history. Now, I saw that today at work, and me and my coworkers, we were going at it. I saw people on Twitter arguing back and forth. People asked me what I think about it. Hey, Marcel, what do you think about Luka and Kyrie being the best offensive backcourt duo in NBA history? You darn right they are. I'm a Mavericks homer, and I'm all about Mavericks everything. If you want to say Luka and Kyrie are the best offensive backcourt duo, I ain't going to argue with you, and you already know what I feel about that. Argue with your mama. But Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving put on great performances every single night. Last night was a different kind of performance that still yielded the same results. We always know Kyrie gets things going in the second half, specifically in the fourth quarter, while Luka Doncic takes the reins early and gets things going, gets the guys going behind him. And last night, they switched roles. Kyrie was electric from the beginning, just knocking down shots, attacking the basket, making Anthony Edwards earn his money, just killing him. Every time Anthony Edwards was trying to guard Kyrie, Kyrie would lose him. Just lose him. He would just run away, couldn't keep up with him. And Luka got things going throughout the game, but really popped off in the fourth quarter. I think he had 19 points in the first three quarters and had 15 points in the fourth. I mean, probably less than 19, but I know he had 15 points in the fourth quarter, got things going. The duo of Kyrie and Luka is amazing, and I just want to say it's good to see that the media is finally putting respect on our name, putting respect on Luka, Kyrie, and the whole Mavericks organization as a whole. But some more things that we want to look at right here. Because we talk about Luka's defense and how, he doesn't play defense. It's overrated. No, here's some stats for you. Players are shooting 90 of 216, 41.7% from the floor when guarded by Luka Doncic during this playoffs. That's the lowest field goal percentage when guarded by any player this playoffs. Now, you can argue that Luka Doncic is only playing great defense because of playoffs. Sure, I'll let you have that. But if we want to be honest, I've seen Luka Doncic play great defense all season. I think it's been better in the playoffs because it's the playoffs. You need to. But throughout the year, especially post-trade deadline, I've seen Luka really care more about defense and putting more effort on the defensive end. And the fact that he got no all-defensive votes is crazy. Same as Derrick Jones Jr. Wild. But that's fine. We'll get him next year because the numbers don't lie. Nobody is defending better than Luka Doncic, and the numbers do not lie. But the last little thing that I want to leave you guys with is right here. Luka Doncic at the rim this season. In the playoffs, he's number one while shooting 90% when at the rim. And for the regular season, he is still first in the NBA, shooting 83.8% from the floor right at the rim. I want to say that counts as like 5 feet or less at the rim. And we've all said it. We've said it on the live streams. I've seen you guys say in the comment section, because Luka's injury, he can't really get those long threes going. We've seen it in Game 6 against the Thunder. We saw a little bit of it in Game 1 against the Timberwolves. I think he was like 3 of 10. But we've all been saying the same thing. Luka, please attack the rim. Your middies is so good. The way you finish is amazing. You're like 6'9", bro. Like, you can attack the basket. I might be exaggerating there, but Luka can attack the basket and do it at a great efficiency as he leads the league in the regular season and the playoffs. And it's good to know that the media is starting to come around to Luka Doncic, that they truly believe that he is the real deal. And maybe, just maybe, next year they'll say, hey, maybe we got the MVP wrong. The MVP who we anointed just got beat by the Timberwolves, who then got beat by Luka Doncic, Kyrie, and the Dallas Mavericks. Who knows? Maybe there's an MVP on the way for Luka next year. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. We are doing a triple jersey giveaway. 3 lucky people will win a jersey. The winners will be announced in about 2 weeks, first week of June. The only way to enter into our giveaway is to become a channel member of any tier. But until next time, y'all take care. Peace.